Librarians, what do we do? Well, probably the better question is, what don't we do? We are accountants, architects, nurses, parents, curriculum specialists, photography specialists, technology specialists. We do just about a little bit of everything. But probably our most important job is to make sure people fall in love with books, reading, and gathering information. What is library science? A question we get to hear a lot. People have no idea what library science means. Sometimes they just think, oh, it's like you sit behind the desk and you stamp some books and you catalog and things like that. But it is those things, of course, but it's an all-encompassing kind of profession, and library science/art, because I think the whole career is an art form rather than a science form. You certainly have to have the base knowledge, but I think you need to have a little bit of everything. You need to know math, you need to know science, you need to know language arts, humanities, history, all of those things. So I guess it's the science of understanding a little bit of everything. And that's what library science is as a degree. I guess nowadays they're starting to broaden it and say library information science sort of thing. But when I graduated, it was library science. The role of librarian has changed beyond the scope of so many things I could have ever imagined when I started. This is my 30th year here at Whitfield Elementary, and my role has changed drastically from simply a person who taught classes on a weekly basis to the students kindergarten through 6th grade in our building, to a curriculum advisor, a co-planner. I'm in charge of the TV studio. I help all the people with technology problems. I teach computer classes after school to faculty and staff. It's a jack of all trades is how librarians have changed. If you can't change with the times and learn how to work with all sorts of people, then you really aren't going to be a successful librarian. You certainly aren't a person who sits behind a desk and says shh all day. You're up, you're around, you're with the students, you're grabbing one here and there and saying, look at this, did you read that? You're getting excited about the things that they do. You're coordinating instruction with classroom teachers. You're really showing everybody what the library has to offer. If you're a good librarian, you will do just about anything. I don't think you ever say no. You say, I'll try and see what we can figure out. I think you're a role model to everybody in the school, and probably the closest in function to a principal, because you work with the students, you work with the staff, and you work with the community, and you're responsible for putting your image out there and promoting and all of those kinds of things, the same things that principals do. So if you're a good librarian, you understand the equal balance of technology and literature, and you know that your job is to make kids and grown-ups too want to come here and make this just a part of their life. It's part of school. It's kind of a safe haven. Public and school libraries today are like so essential in our communities. Certainly, of course, with the economic times, people can't afford to be purchasing books, newspapers, magazines, so they can go to libraries and use them for free. The access to the internet. I would say that libraries today are the great equalizer. They allow everybody to have access to whatever they want, regardless of their economic status. They are not just a place to go and check out a book and leave. People like to stay, relax. Some libraries now have, coffee bars in them and all sorts of things like that certainly make it a whole different atmosphere from, no food around books. but a very welcoming place. And I think that's what they need to be, is a very welcoming, come on in, sit down, stay a while, let us show you what we have available for you. Public and school libraries today connect the people that use them with the world. They allow for all the types of things that the person's educational, economic, whatever their status may be, it allows them the ability to connect with the world. And like I said before, they are the great equalizer. They don't judge based on anything. They are welcoming and supportive of whatever their clients or people who are coming to see them want. Well, when I started, Kutztown State College prepared me for my library career by having the major. I technically wanted to be a elementary school teacher, and at the time it was sort of an educational glut, and there were millions and millions and millions of classroom teachers looking for a job. And so my mom said, maybe you should look into something else. And another friend said, well, why don't you try library? And I said, wait, you have to go to school for that? And I researched it and saw that Kutztown had this wonderful program. And when I first went, it was very typical. I worked in the library science department as well, and it was skirt, sweater, and pearls. And when you came to library class, especially if you had Mrs. Sarah Mack, rest her soul, you had to come dressed professionally. I mean, she was the ultimate purveyor of professionalism. And so it prepared you in the essence of truly understanding that professionalism doesn't necessarily have to mean a skirt and pearls. It's sort of an attitude of the way to handle yourself. I think Kutztown prepared me in a wonderful way, and as I continued to Kutztown University for my master's in library science, I think it enabled me to understand all the things that there were that librarians could really influence in the world of education, and that we are truly teachers and not just librarians. And I'm proud that the department has kept up with the times and asks those of us who are in the profession for a long time to come and talk to students and find out what the world of librarianship is really like. And I think Kutztown did a wonderful job of preparing me, and with everything they offer continuing education wise, the book reviews, their contacts online, sponsoring events, and like going to the Book Fest and things in Washington, D.C. I think they continue to work with their current students and their former students to create exactly what libraries hope to create, and that feeling of home. And so the library science department at Kutztown will always be a place that I can call home.